let's have a look at a full example of our conclusion. So remember, we have our population that we were interested in. From that population, we took ourselves a sample. And now in our conclusion, we're going to use the sample information to infer or suggest what we think is happening in the population. So here's a question about our weight of our school bags for girls versus boys at intermediate schools. And so we need to look at a couple of things. We need to first start off by interpreting the confidence intervals. So in order to do that, I'm going to take each of these values and I'm going to round them. So for the females, I'm going to round that from 3.68 kilos up to 4.32 kg. Then for the males, I'm going to look at their numbers there, and that's going from 2.77 kg up to 3.63 kg. Oh, not percentage, kg. Okay, so I want to write a sentence now for each of these. So remember, a confidence interval is estimating for where the median would be in the population. So our best estimate of the sample median for females is 4 kilos. But the population median could be anywhere between 3.68 kilos and 4.32 for all female students at intermediate in New Zealand. So that's what we want to say, is I estimate that the median bag weight for all girls at intermediate school in New Zealand is likely to be between, and let's find those numbers, 3.68 kilos, 3.68 kilos and 4.23 kilos. Now I'm going to do the same for the boys. So I'm estimating that for the boys' median bag weights, somewhere between 2.77 and 3.63 for all intermediate school boys, not just my sample of school boys, but all, that the median of everybody is likely to be between those numbers. So I estimate that the median bag weight for all boys at intermediate school in NZ is likely to be between, and what was it, 2.77 and 3.63. 2.77 kg and 3.63 kg. Okay, so that's the first part, is our confidence interval interpretation. Now what we need to do is we need to answer the question. So that means we just got to decide whether we can make the call. So let's think about the confidence interval. So we've got, if I think about in terms of my number line, the male confidence interval goes from 2.77 up to 3.63. So that's where the male confidence interval goes from. The female one goes from 3.68. Now 3.68 is just a teensy smidgen more than 3.63. So there's my 3.68 going up to 4.32 kilos. So do they overlap? No, they don't. There is a teeny amount of space in between, but there is space between it, so they're not overlapping. So because they're not overlapping, can I make the call? Yes, I can. So that's what I want to say now, is I can make the call because the confidence intervals do not overlap. So what does that mean? This means that I have enough evidence that, and this is where I'm going to go back to the wording, that the median weight of girls' school bags is greater than the median weight of boys' school bags for all students in intermediate schools in New Zealand. So I'm just going to literally copy and paste that wording there. That the median bag weights for females is heavier than the median bag weight for males for all intermediate students in New Zealand. Okay, so I've done my confidence interval. I've now answered the investigation question. The last step is to talk about sampling variability, and we need to talk about that in context. All right, so we need to cover this idea of sampling variability. The key idea here is that whole, if I take another sample. Okay, so that's the sentence starter we can always use. If I took another sample, let's think about what would happen. So our data is about the weights of bags. Okay, so if I take another sample, am I going to get exactly the same school bag weights? No, I'm going to be having different students and therefore different bags, and so different amounts of weights. Okay, so if I took another sample, the bag weights of the bag weights would be different. Because, and I need to explain this, I would be sampling different students. Okay, then I want to think about what happens with the medians. So remember, the confidence intervals themselves tell us that the medians are going to move around a little bit. Okay, so the medians are going to vary. So that's what I want to say. The median bag weights for males and females. The median bag weights for males and females is likely, because I can't say for sure, is likely to be similar to our sample medians. Last but not least is the conclusion. So our conclusion was that we can make the call, that we do have enough evidence, and so it's likely that that conclusion would stay the same. Not the conclusion. Our conclusion that there is enough evidence, that there is enough evidence, is likely to stay the same. And there we go. There's a full example for you.